Hi, my name is Jeff Hollister, and this screencast is going to show data structures and data types in R. And we're just going to go over some of the main common ones. First off, I'm going to use the str command a lot, and that gives us a lot of information about objects. And so the first data type that you'll see often is going to be a double. And so you can put that in there, and that's going to return it as numeric. Numeric and double get used interchangeably a lot. And the one thing you'll also know that the second data type, which is integer, has to be explicitly identified in R, and you do that with the capital L. The third data type that we're going to talk about is character. Those get wrapped in quotes. And then lastly is going to be the logical ones, which are going to be all caps, either true or false, and you can get away with capital T or capital F as well. And so for each of these data types, you're likely going to want to store them into some sort of data structure. And the first and most common data structure, and sort of the foundation data structure in R, is going to be the atomic vector. So atomic vectors have to be of all the same type. You can't mix types in an atomic vector. So for instance, we can identify an atomic vector using a function. And this function returns some random normal numbers. And so if we look at that using the structure command, it tells us that, okay, it's indeed numeric. It has 1 through 9 long, and then here are some of the first values. If you try to mix types, say we want to go here, we'll say we're going to have an A and a 1. It doesn't throw an error, but what it does do is it coerces that second value to a 1. And so those are atomic vectors. And so the next data structure we're going to talk about are going to be lists. And so the nice thing about lists is each of the elements in a list do not have to be of the same type, and each of those elements can be of different lengths. And so to create a list, you use the list command. So we can specify these objects that we have already, and you can see that it's returning this list. And so we can look at the structure of that as well. And so we have one that's numeric, one that's character, and they're of different lengths. So that's very useful, and you see lists very often. And so sort of a special case of a list is kind of a foundational data structure in R, and you see it used very, very often, and that is the data frame. And so the unique thing about a data frame, what makes it special type of list, is that each of the columns in a data frame, so kind of think spreadsheet with the data frame, each of the columns is an atomic vector, and each of those atomic vectors must be of the same length. They can't be of different lengths. So to create that, you use the command data frame. Here, let me go ahead and clean my screen. So you create the command data frame, and then say we want to do, let's go letters equals letters, and num equals 1 through 26, and we will put this out to an object, and then we look at our object, and indeed we have a data frame. And so the first column in my data frame is named letters, and it's a factor. We didn't talk about factors, didn't have time. And then the second one is numbers. And so that's all I've got time for today. We covered lists, data frames, and atomic vectors and the basic data types. And then lastly, if you want to get some more information about this, I strongly recommend reading Hadley Wickham's online book, Advanced R, and specifically the data structures chapter. That is all. Thanks.